You ever had a scout who's really anxious about camp? Maybe it's their first time camping, maybe it's not. And the work up to scout camp, they just get so wound up and anxious and panicky. Well, that's the dilemma I'm in. And I'm probably sure that you as a scout leader have been in this position. If not, it's gonna come. Well, that's the position I'm in right now. But this isn't just any scout. In fact, it's my own son. But before we dive into that, my name's Mark, Big Man in the Woods, your online scout leader, trying to help you inspire to be the best scout leader that you can be. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, that will be brilliant to my YouTube channel. And if you enjoy this video, like it and share it with your other fellow scout leaders. So for me, Septemberfest is our big district, all section scout camp. It's just an awesome camp. One, because I don't have to organize it. Runs every 2 years, all the sections are there. It's just brilliant that everyone intermingles. The younger squirrels see the bigger explorers doing things and thinking, when I get to that, I'll be able to do that. It's just great. Really nice, fun camp. But, so I have this dilemma. My son is in Cubs now, okay? But he's not in my scout group. He's with a scout group closer to home. But here's the dilemma. He keeps asking me nearly every day, Dad, can I sleep in your tent with you when I'm at camp? And the answer is, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. Now, technically, there's no problem at all. POR says that's fine. He's my own son. He's my blood relative. He can share my tent with me, okay? It's not like he's just a cub or a scout. I'm his scout leader. No, it's fine. POR says that if it's my family, he can share my tent. Whether it's my son or my daughter, it's not a problem. But do I want that? No. So this is the situation I'm dealing with. I've got my scout leader head on one side saying, actually, I shouldn't allow this. You know, it's great. He should be in with a tent with his peers, with his other fellow cub mates, having fun, having laughter, developing, that socialization. No, just put a stop to it. It is really fun. Those sneaky midnight snacks that we know the scouts get up to. Those fun, giggly jokes when a scout, farts past his wind and everyone laughs, and then you hear the tents the other side of the scout go, oh my God. Scout leaders, we've been there, It's just fun making those fun memories. And that's what I want him to do, rather than bailing out and coming to sleep with me in my tent. But then, this side of the head, my dad head is saying, what's the problem? Why can't he share my tent? I've got a big enough tent with me. It's not a problem. He's bringing his own sleeping kit. It would make my life easier, make my blood pressure easier, make his blood pressure easier, knowing that he's not stressing out about not being able to sleep, sleeping with some people he doesn't really know. It would just be easier just to go, all right, Thomas, just sleep in my tent. But I don't want to do that. What do? Do I just suck it up and just say, yeah, fine, sleep in my tent. He has an amazing camp. I have an amazing camp. Not worried about it at all, but then, I won't be able to stay up late with the leaders, sitting around the campfire, having a chat, doing that networking, which I really enjoy about scout camp, because I've got to go back to my tent early enough for Thomas to be in there with him and get him to sleep and stuff. Or do I just say, no, you're sticking at it, you're with your Cub Scouts, no other Cub is doing this, they're not sleeping with their parents, and then him having a rubbish camp, knowing that he's got to sleep in the tent with fellow Cub Scouts that he doesn't really want to be with. That's the dilemma, and I've been thinking about this for the past week or so. I don't know what to do. What would you do? And as a scout leader, I've been in this position many times with my own scouts. When they say, a parent will come in and say, Mark, little Johnny's just really worried about scout camp. It's his first camp. And then me just kind of go, don't worry, it's with his mates. It'll be fun. They'll look after him. If he wants to go to the toilet, they'll buddy up. It's not a problem. And I don't even question it. I just say, there's no movability. That is the only option. He sleeps with his tent. He sleeps with his mates in his tent. Okay, if they're really worried, I'll say, who's your best mate? Who do you really want to share a tent with? That's it. I'm not questioning it. But now it's my own son. I'm questioning it. So what I've done, I've jotted down some points. Those points that I would make with those scouts who are feeling anxious. How would I talk to those scouts? How would I explain it to their parents? So basically, I just kind of wrote down on here the conversation that I'd have with that parent. And that's what I'm going to have with Thomas, my own son. So I've jotted down 5 points on the things I would say to a scout and their parent. Number 1 is set clear expectations early. So I'm going to explain what's going to happen at the camp. I've done it briefly to him, but I don't want to tell him everything. I don't want to, give him all those surprises, those things, those fun things are going to happen. So I've just basically told him a few of the bases, what's for dinner, and there's going to be a disco at nighttime. So he kind of knows what to expect. I've got here for my second point, encourage comfortable items. So a pillow. It's like me. If I don't have a nice pillow, I'd sleep rubbish. So I'm going to let him bring his own pillow from his own bed. A soft toy. He has a little favorite monkey. All right, it's going to be embarrassing. He doesn't really want to bring that with his cub mates, but if it's in my tent, maybe his other fellow cub mates are doing the same. He's only 9. He's still young. And we've talked about midnight snacks. So kind of play it as a bit of a game. Us scout leaders, we know that they're going to smuggle snacks in. It's just a bit of a fun on camp, isn't it? So just kind of say, why don't you have a midnight snack with, your best mate, Timmy? Third point I've got here is build support networks. What I mean by that is pair nervous scouts with strong scouts, with confident scouts, scouts who have been on camp before, who know how to deal with these situations. They've done it themselves. They've been through that stressful time. Pair them up. And like I say, maybe put them in with their favorite Cub Scout mate. It's going to be mayhem, but it's going to be fun. And you as a scout leader know that that team works together well. Now, the fourth one is teach coping techniques. I learned this a while ago about breathing. When you get stressed at work, there's a talk you're going to have to do. You're going to have to phone the insurance company and it's going to be stressful. You got to go meet the bank about your overdraft. If you just close your eyes, take some slow, deep breaths, just think positive thoughts, that does actually have a helpful outcome. It might sound strange, but deep breathing, in, hold for 3, out for 3. It works as an adult, it works for young people as well. So coping mechanisms, being able to talk, getting your mate and just kind of waking them up and going, can we just go to the toilet? Sneaking out rather than kind of worrying about it. Thinking that actually, if you are so stressed out, there is a scout leader. Where Skip's tent is. It's the one with the orange tent. You can go and wake Skip up in the middle of the night. My last point is keeping communication open. Is just keep talking to him. Just saying, it's fine. I understand. I was the same with my first camp. Even as an adult, it was petrifying. I was so worked up about doing my first scout camp, sleeping on my own. What happens if, but all these 1,000,001 questions going over my head, trying to get myself to sleep. And you know what it's like when you know you need to go to sleep, but your brain has started, actually, let's work out what we need for the food shopping. Actually, let's work out X, Y, Z. Actually, I haven't done this. And that's the same at scout camp. And I was thinking the same, what happens, and just telling Thomas, it's okay. Don't worry. Just keep talking and reassurance. Those are my points that when I have my conversation with my scouts and those parents, that's what I normally talk about. These points, setting clear expectations, bringing something comfortable that you feel, maybe it is that cuddly toy, that pillow. A support network, budding out of someone stronger, his best mate in the same tent. Coping, how to deal with those anxious times, breathing, talk to your mate, come and wake up a scout leader. Don't just toss and turn all night and talking about it. Those are my points that I talk to my scouts and I'm going to talk to Thomas about. So this is the middle ground solution, I'm going to call it. I've spoken to Thomas about it, I've spoken to my wife about it, and I've also spoken to his cub leader about it. Remember, this isn't my scout group, okay? So I can't go and tell him this is what I want you to do. Thankfully, I'm on really good terms with the cub leader, and he understands my situation, and he's been there before, he understands it. So this is what I've told Thomas. I said, Thomas, I want you to try. I want you to put your sleeping bag in your cub tent, okay? I want you to sleep the first night. I want you to try. If it's freaking you out so much, okay, we'll work something else out. But I'm not gonna say from day one on the Friday night, you can come and sleep in my tent straight away. I want you to try on that Friday night to sleep in the cub tent. You can't do it, you've tried it, okay, fine. Come and sleep with me on Saturday night. But night one, you're gonna have to try. You never know, it might crack it. He might have so much fun with his mates, staying up till 1 a.m, laughing, joking, farting, armpit farts, eating snacks, all that kind of, what else do you have? Pillow fights. You've done it when you were a scout. You might enjoy it, but then again, you might not. but I've told him he has to give it a shot. And that's what I would do with my scouts. When they come and just, when they say, feeling homesick, can I call my mom? And we go into that process of kind of sitting down, reassuring them, it's 2 a.m. Your mom and dad are going to be asleep. It's dark. It's raining. It's snowy. It's too dangerous for them to drive out here. Why don't we go to bed, reassess it in the morning, and if you're feeling still homesick, we'll call your mum in the morning. We wouldn't just give in and just kind of go, right, 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah, let's phone your mum. And that's what I'm going to do with Thomas. I'm going to play it as if I'm not even on that camp. If I wasn't on that camp, he won't be able to sleep with me. So why am I accepting it now? And that's what I would do with my scouts. So scout leaders, if you're dealing with this as well, you've got a camp coming up, or maybe you've done it in the past. Maybe you're in my situation where it's your own child or someone in your family. Remember this. You're not there to tick boxes. There's no perfect way to do this. And there's no algorithm, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 100% outcome. It's about reality. It's about compassion, flexibility. My son is only 9. Yes, I want him to be this independent child, go out there, face the world, you can tackle it all. But in reality, he's only 9. He's still learning the world. He's still learning who he is. He hasn't grown up. He doesn't know everything. Neither do I. So why am I trying to force him to do something that makes him so panicky and have these anxiety attacks that might flip around the other way and actually refuse to go on any camp in the future? Maybe he will sleep that night one and we're like, yes. He'll come back and go, actually, Dad, you did say I can sleep with you on Saturday night. Is that okay? I'm like, actually, yeah, fine. No problem at all. Come to a middle ground, this is what we tried. This isn't going to work. But then again, he might have had so much fun. He wants to sleep with his mates on Saturday night. Friday night might be a disaster. Get woken up by his cub leader at midnight saying, Mark, bailed out, he's coming in your tent. Compassion, flexibility. I think at the end of the day, being a good scout leader is just admitting you don't know everything. It's a bit like an adult, isn't it? We don't know everything. It's impossible to learn about everything. There's a right way, there's a wrong way, there's a learning way, isn't there, We've all got to work out the right and wrong way. But is there a wrong way? The wrong way would just be kind of like, well, tough. Thomas, you're going in the cub camp. You're sleeping in the tent. Whatever. But you wouldn't do that with your scouts, would you? You wouldn't just say, tough, not doing this, and just blatantly ignoring them. Well, saying that, I do know some leaders that would do that. Tough, play the hard way. Fellow scout leaders, if you've been in this position before, and in particularly if you're a scout leader with your own children in your own group, how would you deal with it? Are you going to follow my route and kind of just say, actually give it a try? Night 1, sleep with your cubs, your scouts, beavers, whatever it is. And then maybe night 2, come with me. Okay, fine. Or are you that tough scout leader that says, well, you're on cub camp, you're sleeping with your cub mates, end of. It's a hard one. I think I've made up my mind. But scout leaders, what would you do? Now here's another dilemma. What do you do with scouts who sleepwalk? Watch this video here and I'll give you some answers.